To Matthew, to Khan, to Nemus. Hopefully, audio is. What's up, guys? The PWF. There we go. The mic not working. The Wally. Work. What did I buy from the Modoc store? Mostly the no audio. How about this? Is this better? Ah, weird. Better. Yeah.
Bonsoir, Dragon.
What's up, man?
Hey, my friend, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm excited to get to talk with you.
Have you read through everything?
I've not read anything.
It's been live
Reading
for
is for
like.
other people. I
It's.
pay other people to read to me and tell me what's going on.
Is
What
that
it is.
is that beneath you?
I just can't read.
All right. Let's see.
What do you think? I was sort of trying to follow chat, but like in the 1 hour I haven't checked, there's 2,000 messages, so I can't even like keep up with what's going on.
It's mostly like TJ doing dumb shit.
Yeah, I saw him. He was going after Salty. Oh man, I'm afraid those two are going to have a blow up.
Salty, if Salty is lucky he's not in my battle group, he would have been out of the alliance a long time ago.
Yeah, because you and TJ would have like unmercifully like tortured him.
No, his attitude is just awful. I just can't stand it.
Uh,
Okay, so battle group assignments, we got that. Top alliance champions, we got that. Path assignments, no confirmed launch date, aiming for 2020. So that might be for a little while. Let's
I
see.
totally didn't understand what they said by you could show your friends like 30 champions. What do they mean by that? I was reading the mail letter.
Oh, so what you can do right now is like you can set who you use like for your main war attackers. So like if Taters is setting paths, he can just go to your profile and like look who your main attackers are. He doesn't have to like ask you and stuff.
I see that. And can other people, like people who I'm friends, so people who I'm friends with, or
Can
anyone who can find my profile, see
right,
this or just?
they can see that, yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. It's pretty cool. Oh, I see it. I see it now. Edit Alliance Champions.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Let's see. Path assignments, defender placements. That's no confirmed launch window. Codename AQ officer. Aiming for 2021. That's not even this year. Oh no. What's up, Rob? Jeez.
Next round of Alliance quests for all three battle groups.
That would be
Does that
pretty
mean
nice.
they actually put you in one, or that they say like, Enzo Eigen, you're in three? They're like, I guess they actually put you in it.
I believe so, yeah.
Wow, it's really cool. Just making the officers even lazier, says Nemus.
That's the dream.
They do so much work.
They do a lot of work. All right, here's this War Refresh Season 19. Has been in the works for a few months. Before the start of Season 19, we'll be adjusting buffs and node combinations to address. So they're going to nerf Season 19.
What do you think? Like, to be honest, playing the new map, I haven't thought it was too hard. I really haven't thought it was that difficult.
I think what happened is most of it is easier than before,
Hmm.
but there's different paths like those ebb and flow or whatever that are not easy. And well, by not easy, I mean like they're not easy the first time you do it, you know. Like if they didn't change the map, I think the map is easier than it was before.
Yeah, I mean, like if you think about Aegis, like they had the heavy and the intercept.
Right. So
I mean,
they made
those.
like a kind of a harder version of it, but again, like if they just kept it the way it was, it would take a little bit of time, but eventually once it got figured out, it's I believe it would be easier um than the previous map.
But here's my opinion on this, and I bet it's going to be very controversial. I'd rather them make a map that was area on the side of too difficult, because in the end it's an even playing field. It's like you are playing against another opponent, so it's not like you're both playing this map that is very challenging. And so, I mean, I guess the counterpoint would be, well, it's going to cost a lot in revives and things like that. But I think it's, I don't know, I think it's more fun to have maps that are harder that need to be figured out. And I don't know, I'd rather have a war where it was like, 20 to 15 you won than it was like, 4 to 1 you won, or like,
No, I agree with that. I think if they nerf like some of the tougher paths, I think we might get back to like the 3-2 type wars. And then like when somebody dies, then like people really are gonna give them a lot of shit because it's not gonna be like, well, 10 other people died. It's gonna be like, no, you cost us the war. You know?
yeah, exactly. That's, yeah, my thoughts. It just makes it, yeah, makes it too much more high stakes in a strange way.
Yeah. But that requires like level 2 thinking, and that is not something that the community is a fan of.
Well, and I guess if you're in lower alliances, like if it's too hard that, often you don't finish the map. But I think way back to before seasons, before they even that like first map change I can remember. I mean, we never 100% the map, and we rarely actually finished the boss, even though wars didn't really matter.
Right.
I mean, if they had that, is that so bad? And then it's like really special if you actually finish the map.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. The current map has been out for over a year now. Introduce new challenges, maintain. Okay, so that's already been said. Let's see. Attacker bonuses. Okay, that's already been said. Let's see. How our season rankings are bracketed. Oh, that would be nice.
Ooh, you skipped over defense tactics. Did you?
But
What?
they didn't. There's nothing in here that's different from
Nothing. Okay.
what they've already
I'm
been
actually
said.
surprised they changed that stubborn from 3 to 1. Like I thought, actually 2 might have been a good middle ground, because now with 1 you can more or less quake with parry style.
Yeah.
Um, so that seemed like
Yeah, I
it.
don't think. I really still don't think we'll see it this season, unless we face like a really low alliance that's just like sees a new tactic and is like, oh, let's use this. I don't think like
Kenobi's going to figure out some node and some combination that's absolutely deadly with stubborn, and
maybe,
with some champion.
maybe, but like the problem is it's gonna make everything else like just a walkover. And so even if you have like one hard node, it
Hmm.
doesn't matter. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
Rob,
that's
now
true. I
you
feel
can
like,
parry style quick. You're right.
yeah, I know. Everyone's
Yeah.
sad about that.
Rob's a worse quicker than you are.
Oh man, hey Rob, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
um,
Up so him. Okay, let's see. So they want to update rewards more often. That'd be nice. Updated matchmaking.
Update rewards more often. What do you mean? Like they will keep on adding like better rewards as opposed to waiting 1 year?
Yeah, well, they haven't been waiting a year, but they've been updating it like pretty infrequently. So um, they're gonna, I guess,
Yeah.
update it more often, which is good. Has he died to a Ghost Rider? Wally, no one would let Rob bring Quake into war because he's a worse quicker than you are. So all right, updated matchmaking. So this is the thing. I know people have talked about the brackets and like making it like a tournament style. I think that's awful and just a horrendous idea. I think war
Well,
rating is the only thing that should be used, but they need to
I
make it
thought we
so
had a
people
pretty
can't
good.
manipulate it.
I think we had a pretty good idea doing it like football, where you have different leagues, and then at the end of X, it could be like four wars. You could get relegated, or you could get promoted to a new
Yeah,
league.
I think all of that is awful.
Yeah, okay, works for football.
Well, I mean, that's a team sport. This is people here can leave anytime they want. It's a little different.
Yeah. I also think, to be honest, I think we've had very fair war matchups the last 2 or 3 or 4 seasons. I feel like they've done actually a really good job of because we face like 4 or 5 alliances who are right around our bracket. We face one or two easy, and then we face like the one hard alliance. That's a much higher rating for us once or twice. And so to me, honestly, they're working. But again, I don't have the perspective of platinum one or other or gold one or silver one or
Yeah, I think for the most part it's okay. But I do think that war rating should be the only factor, and I think they need to make it so that it's impossible to manipulate. I don't know how you could do that though. I think what I would do is maybe something like so like the alliances that are like the shells, they
Mhm.
don't where there's no members or whatever. Every time they don't do a war, that should count as like a maximum loss. So that the shell alliance rating should keep dropping a lot.
Like
Like
they'd go down like 1,000 points, so they'd really be like out of tier one.
yeah, they'd be out of every tier. So like if you shelled, you wouldn't be able to go from like 3,000 war rating to 2,800. It should drop from 3,000 to like 1,000 in a season. You can't do it to individual players' work because individual players change alliances, and then you'd have like huge recruiting issues. That I think would be terrible also.
I sort of like that idea. Like
No,
each person
you
would have.
can't do it because now like well now we can't we can't recruit this person that was in Plat 4 because that's gonna lower our war rating and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that yeah makes sense.
Or just players will yeah, that's I think they need to have stuff that where you can't manipulate it, and that's something that would be just as bad as it is now. 'Cause if you look at the alliance rating, oops, let's see, look at the war rating.
What about what Codehanger's saying is that having the war rating is going to deal with that.
That helps, yeah, that definitely helps.
I'm worried that having the war rating is actually going to make the matchups more unfair. Like as I said, right now I think the matchups have been really good these last at least 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons. But if you half it, then I'm worried that we're going to start fighting people that we're just going to absolutely steamroll, which is unfair to them.
It'll normalize after a little bit of time though. That's the idea.
But
Okay.
isn't okay. You think they have the war rating just to deal with the shell alliances, basically?
Yeah. Um,
And do you think when they have the war ratings, does that mean they also have how much you get for a victory or not, or is that going to stay the
no,
same?
that'll stay the same, I think. To
Okay,
try
so
to
that
get
makes
to
sense.
try to get rid of all the shells.
So the shells would just be punished more because they lose a lot of war rating.
Well, they just won't like gain war rating. Like the MNG alliance, for example, that's war rating is like higher than ours. Um,
But they haven't been in alliance for like 5 seasons now.
yeah. What's up, Cam? Mid-tier alliances are going to get ruined with the reduction. They will eventually, yeah, at the beginning, but it should even. I don't, like I said, I don't know how to do it. The bracket stuff I think is horrific. I hope we never see that. Um, and I don't like the
Hey,
idea
Cam.
of tying stuff to the individual player. W
Oh
Safa.
man, I miss Cam. I want him back.
Eventually, the having shells will catch up. They will eventually, but it'll take a long time.
So why are you so against this, the league play or the brackets?
I don't understand how who would you put in the bracket?
So if you took, let's say you took the people who are in Masters now
Who is in
and
Masters now?
whoever finished Masters at season 18.
Who those alliances and the alliances that are starting this season are not the same. It's not the same 30 teams. It's not like basketball or something.
So you're saying, but if one disappeared, then that's fine. I mean, then you take the next one down.
No, but I mean like the players change, right? It's not.
Oh, got you. I understand. I understand. Yep, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's harder in Masters because I guess the teams don't change as much, so maybe it'd work okay for Masters, but maybe not in other
I don't
ones.
think it would work even for Masters.
But well, let's say even if your team changed, I mean, let's say you played 4 wars, and let's say if you lost all 3 of your wars, you were dropped into the lower one, or something. There was some like way of determining it. I mean, wouldn't a bad team just start falling out anyway? They'd get eliminated pretty quickly from as long as you didn't wait for the entire season to change your level.
Sure, but then like if we face Kenobi and ISO and whoever, and we're 1-3 after 4 wars, then we get relegated, and some other alliance that face nobody is going to move up and take our spot. That doesn't make sense either.
But then we'd be in 4 wars and we'd crush in that second level and be right back up because we'd be 4-0. And so, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I think that,
then you're screwing those alliances.
yeah, yeah, I guess so. I wonder if it's the same thing if we lost 3 wars at the beginning of the season. I guess our alliance, our war rating wouldn't drop enough to have us go down that much, and
Right.
we'd face.
Let's see what else there is. Alliance war pain points. The difficulty of wars continue to increase, and defense tactics compounded this issue. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, again, I don't think this new map is that hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
addressing
the
and
fact that
adjusting.
you like cleared it
Yeah,
the first
and
phase.
we cleared it without trying at all. That was crazy. I
Exactly.
couldn't
No,
believe it.
it's a scary
We
sign. I
could
mean,
That's something we could never do on the old map. Like even if
no,
we all like tried, if we said okay,
no.
no items, no boost, not a chance in hell we'd even come close to clearing it.
Even just doing like one subsection, we often were like close to not being able to
Yeah,
clear it.
exactly. Adjusting, addressing and adjusting difficulty, tuning for local buffs and defense tactics quicker. That's a good idea. Um,
Ooh, Cam says just scrap war. But
but that's
I must admit, Cam,
the fun
I'm
part of the
like
game.
you that I love the high pressure, high
Yeah.
stress of war. I think it's unlike any other game mode that we have.
Did our opponents
That are,
place to win? They placed with the hardest tactic flow, and they placed all their best defenders. Yeah. So they were even non-diverse, which is obviously way harder to defeat than a diverse. No one has ever placed to win, quote unquote, in the off season against us. Even when we faced Kenobi, they just placed like a bunch of random defenders with a random global. But
but it's different. They place to be annoying, which is actually is worse
yeah,
because they placed all their best defenders, not caring about diversity.
yeah,
And yeah,
it's much harder in the off season to actually clear than during
yeah,
the
see, I
season.
like what Hanach is saying, and this is actually what I was thinking. Make items and boost free. Well, I would make it. Maybe I would make it unlimited items as opposed to make items and boost free because, of course, they have to have some money making angle in this.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like that. Okay, players are unable to practice against the specific challenges and wars in an environment where there's no stakes. Building an area for players to practice specific encounters. That would take a lot of the fun away for me. I know most people would love this. I personally hate this idea.
Yeah, I love it just
But
because.
yeah, I don't. If you're able to just keep practicing and practicing, it just takes the fun away completely. Then just no one will
But
ever die.
in that case, you think they could have like a whole series of like rotating nodes in, like the nodes would change from war to war, so to really be because by the time like
I
the
think
seventh
that's
season of the
too
map will.
much. I think that's too much.
Okay,
I mean, most people would love this idea though.
yeah, I
This would
would.
be great. You don't have to practice if you don't want to. Yeah, but it puts me at an even bigger disadvantage than I am now because I don't duel. Okay, defense tactics cause champion restrictions and steep learning curves. Could provide more options. That's basically not saying anything. Address season rewards tuning and bracketing, particularly in and around gold 1 and below. This is good. That's really great. Gold
But what do you
4,
think
that's all
about
fine. I think
um,
they need to improve the rewards on the lower tiers because they have really no motivation to do it at all.
yeah, it's true. The rewards are pretty poor.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? What happens? Because the thing you said about the champion restrictions. What happens if they made some path like only this class, like this path would only be skill path?
You run into issues like where unlike in questing content where they decide who the defender is.
So
I can't remember who
they're like
said this.
six Elsas.
Yeah, like I can't remember who said this. Probably Salty because it was super dumb. Um,
Right.
but it was like
Oh, poor
um,
Salty. I hope he's not listening.
it was they're gonna make like a node like acid wash, right? In AQ when they do acid wash, they place certain defenders, right? They don't place Darkhawk on acid wash, right? Because it's impossible.
It's true. Yep.
But in war they would, so you can't have like those types of nodes. It doesn't work.
But I think
Um,
you could have a debuff immune node, and I mean
yeah,
I think
that's all
yeah, first
fine.
ones are.
They've done that. There was debuff immune nodes on the last map.
But yeah, I wouldn't make one that was really specialized where you could potentially cause troubles. But
Yeah,
because I think one of the things I actually enjoyed most about my path, other than it was super easy, was that I got to use different champions.
I know you you did say that a lot.
Exactly. I know it's the best part. And
All
so
right,
now I'm really psyched that my Storm Pyramid is going to be crushing it.
we'll see. We'll see. I could rank 5 mine too,
Ooh,
and then
we need you in your Corvus.
put you back
Other,
on path. Well, I could bring them both. I could bring Storm, Sorcerer Supreme, and Corvus.
you need to bring two other champions. Your Medusa for the Warlock bosses,
There's no
and
more
your
Warlock bosses.
oh no.
I don't think. Okay, we're fully committed to taking Alliance Wars back to the drawing board and redesigning the feature from the ground up. We'll be working on a complete redesign. Then the Dungeons to
Interesting.
Incursions update. Okay. Don't have a specific design to share. Talk about our vision. Alliance Wars should be one alliance versus another. Create systems where players feel like they're truly working together to overcome the alliance as a team. Create more tools for alliances to craft unique challenges for their opponents. Implement systems that encourage players to work alongside each other.
Do you
Yeah, I
think
don't know what
that
that means.
if you like made the content creators design war, would we come out with a good war?
No. No. No.
Why are you so confident in the no?
Most of them don't have any involvement in like programming and game design.
Mm. Cam says no also. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
not
I
that
mean,
it
also
interests you.
look at who's in there.
Cam.
For every Cam and Brian, you have a lot of nonsense.
That's Legacy and Karate Mike you're talking
But there's
about.
a lot of people there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's I don't know 40 or 50 of them probably.
Brian
But a
would put a
band
band
goes
goes
global. So
global.
would I.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
that's
I
what
would
I'm
put a
saying.
band.
Like I would be horrible too. I would just say, well, Quake is like beyond broken. You need to have just global true strike.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because she like ruins war basically. All right. With our current season structure, losing a single war can even a single fight can have dire consequences for the individual and the alliance. But see, that's the thing. Like that's what's fun.
Well, and that's why I agree with you about it being too hard. It's nice if it's too hard because again, if like there's 15 deaths, then like one death isn't so catastrophic. But if it's too easy, if you like make one mistake and you lose, 3-2, oh,
Yeah,
then
because
yeah,
I think
it's
that's what we're gonna have in season 19 if they nerf enough of the nodes. I think we're gonna have like Like I think if we die like 8 times in a war, it's going to be like a catastrophe.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we were already like barely dying at all.
Yeah, if it became like if we hit like 12, it was like this is awful. I think that's going to be like 6 is going to be the new 12.
Yeah.
Um
And the problem is you might end up having like crazy amount of ties. Like if every time a top tier alliance plays each other, it's 0-0. I mean, what's going to happen then? So we're going to end up with a 20-way tie for top one.
right. No, I know work. That's why that's why it's good that I don't have any say on anything. Because most of the people view it completely different. Most people view the game as just like effort versus rewards. They don't view like playing as having any value. It's purely like what rewards can I get. It's kind of the rings culture that you see in like sports.
Oh man, I'm freaking
Um,
out. Just looked at the new like interface. Like I don't even know how to get to Alliance Quest. It's gone.
it's on the
Okay, tell
it's
me how
right there.
Alliance Quest
Yeah.
is tomorrow or today.
All right, let's see. In our current landscape of wars, almost all the decisions are made by alliance leadership. We want to enable more choices throughout the entirety of a war and distribute more evenly. Distribute choices. We want to open up more.
Huh. I don't
Yeah, I don't
understand
know.
that
I don't know
statement.
what any of that is.
Yeah.
Becoming a war hero. Alliance war is a team mode, but we want the actions of individuals to be able to turn the tides of battle, create more situations where individual choices. So that means like I can win it for us more often.
Yes, we
That'd be good for us, I guess.
but I don't understand what that means. Like you could choose like all or nothing. Like if I win this fight, then I get rid of like 5 deaths, and if I lose it, it costs me 10 deaths. I mean, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. Um, so
Sounds
yeah, not
interesting.
really much in the war stuff. Okay, let's look at AQ. Short-term mission is to relieve stress for our highest tier users. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see what the stress is of Alliance Quest. It's you log in for a couple of minutes, a couple times a day. I don't know. Map 7 is changing. We've heard the feedback, reviewed the data, and we'll be making some adjustments to painful nodes and fights. We're seeing behaviors that aren't fun and force you to use mechanics that are not intended. This isn't what we want. So that's the Corvus thing. Mesmerize and Mephisto are on their way out. No, that's your
Mesmerized.
favorite fight.
That's the one I do, right?
Yeah,
Oh, well, I mean, if I can do
that's what I always say. Like Enzo takes these fights. Like if
I should be the litmus for all of
yeah,
the.
if they were hard, you know who wouldn't be taking them? It's Enzo.
So you always make fun of me, but really, you've given me the hardest one, the one that's getting nerfed. So really,
You're right. You do.
that's.
We actually put the best player usually on the Vivified.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Yeah,
I think that's where like Bryn typically has been.
yep. Bryn was
We
on it.
put
Legacy was on it.
yeah we put Dap there before he got destroyed.
Poor
Uh,
Tap.
so you have to put like you have to put someone good on that node. Can't stop, won't stop. Captain Marvel is gone, and we're tweaking the node to open up many more options. That'd be cool. Although with CMM and Rogue, that path is basically nothing. So they're putting in Green Goblin instead of Mephisto, I guess, to make it just an easy Corvus fight, along with Mix Master and Prove Yourself as the new lane identity buff. So that's easy. Mix
Oh,
Master,
you mean so
they'll
my
just
mesmerize is disappearing and it's mixed.
yeah.
Oh, I hate mixed master. Hate
No, but
it.
if you bring Corvus Proxima the first time they evade, you get your True Strike and you're done.
Do they evade or make you miss? I think they make you miss.
No, that's
Oh,
an
it's
evade.
okay.
It's an evade.
Okay, you're right. Oh, so easy. My God.
Yeah. Because they'll basically it'll be kind of like Stealth Spidey where they're guaranteed to just evade like the first or second hit basically.
Right.
We're having the amount of defensive combat power rate and replacing problem champions Korg and Killmonger. We're swapping redoubled determination out with blood in the water. I don't know what blood in the water is, but I'm usually it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Champion replacements. We're also switching out a bunch of problem champions from Mordo and War Machine. That's my two fights, actually. To Captain Marvel and Magneto. Yeah, that's my can't stop, won't stop fight. That's why I ranked 2 to Wasp for that Mordo.
Mm. Yeah, I
Uh,
see. But you often like give a death to him.
Not often anymore. No, I've actually really enjoyed the can't stop the what's it called, the what's yours is mine, and running it with the team that I run it with, like without Corvus, because it's actually forced me to like strategize and try to play well.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the Corvus thing is pretty lame, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
but on the other hand, if if I timed out every alliance quest, I'd get kicked from For Loki, and that'd be even worse. Not timed out, itemed out.
yeah, so they're aiming for an August release on this, so that's pretty soon. That's like a couple
Ooh,
variations.
I see energies at the bottom, but I haven't been able to read it yet because you haven't scrolled up.
Energy. Over time, Alliance Quest has become a delicate balancing act. Summoners only have blah blah blah. Increasing from 5 to 6, starting from 3 to 4, and decreasing from an hour to 45 minutes. Okay, that's awesome.
So the timer's 45 minutes. You have to
Yeah,
scroll up
45
from 9.
minutes, and you get an extra energy.
Oh, it's because I'm like 20 minutes behind you. I wonder why I haven't been able to
Yeah.
keep up.
What's up, Brian?
Yeah,
Just
that's
use
good.
Cap
I mean,
Infinity War. That's what I do. I run Cap, Ghost, and Wasp. That's my AQ team for What's Yours Is Mine, and I do not run Resonate. I have ranked every champion I have ranked, all three of those. The primary reason has been for that lane. Amy releasing in July, so that'll probably be the next AQ. I'm guessing. So that's
yes.
good. I do like that. I don't like the energy timer decrease, but I wish they had just increased the cap more. But
Is the
that's fine.
Corvus change coming in July also,
No,
or
there's no
not?
there's no Corvus change.
So they're not going to make it when you time out with 1% that he dies.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that was part of this.
No. Um,
But aren't we going to be in the same problem where all these changes we just go all still use Corvus and just time out, time out, time out?
you're just not gonna need to because there's not gonna be any hard fights.
Well, not needing to and not doing are two very different things.
Say that again.
I mean, just because we don't need to doesn't mean we're not going to. Like, I don't know if I would have any incentive not to run Corvus just to
No, you'll be able to run Corvus. You just won't need to time out. You'll just kill them in the first charge.
but if I time out and then
You're fine.
will
Yeah.
I?
No,
I
you're
won't
fine.
die. I
No,
won't be
no.
killed. Yeah. See, I think they should. I like that. I think they should change that. I mean, I don't like that. They should make it if you time out with 1%, you die.
Yeah, I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, if
Some of these AQ changes make way for additional things to be added on top of it, rather than forcing a path to be more difficult than that path alone. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, removing the first set of link nodes in map 6 and 7, restructuring map 7 links to flow more like map 7. The first set of links in maps 6 and 7 will be removed for the mid-season update. Okay, that's cool. That's good. That's good for you, right?
you be me.
Yeah.
I was reading chat. So I can't concentrate on two things at once. Listening to you reading chat.
What are you,
But
like,
I like what
Lizer?
Code Hanger
Jeez.
says. He says, "Without risk, there's no challenge. Without challenge, it isn't game." Um, yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get rid of any of the difficulty.
Well, but do you think they have like succumbed to the masses who want the game to be very doable at any level? Like,
Yeah,
I've
look
noticed.
what they did with Act 6.
Right, right,
Yeah.
and so I guess ultimately it's like, do you philosophically agree with that or not? I guess I would say I want things to be. I'd rather things be too difficult than not difficult enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can always
So,
scale back, you can't scale up.
yep.
Okay,
But
mid-season update. In addition to a lot of what we just laid out, a mid-season update in July will introduce a brand new set of epic modifiers, more honor rewards, and mini-boss changes. To review ticket costs, I
yeah,
mean,
I agree where you say, Cam. The masses are the game, but if you have different levels, like we have 7 different levels of Alliance Quest, so like everyone shouldn't be able to do map 7 because then it's sort of pointless. And so you should be able to be good enough to do whatever map you're at, and then be able to strive for something that's more difficult. And the problem is, like, if you scale everything down, I guess I don't know. I would worry that if map 7 was too easy and 50% of the player base could do it, then yeah, I guess I find it not a good balance. Hmm.
It's the same attitude that you see in schools. Like kids want to take like honors classes, but they also want the honors classes to be easy like the regular classes. So they want like the most with like the least amount of challenge.
Maybe in the United States they do. You should come over here to Switzerland. We have a
Yeah,
brutal system of education that I think would fit your nature very well.
yeah. But I mean that's human nature though. That does make sense. The
Yeah.
ticket costs are ridiculous. Yeah, for map 7 AQ is super cheap now. I don't know how it is for map 6. I've never looked at it, so I can only say
Well, but I agree, like cost is one thing I'm glad they eliminated. Like cost shouldn't be a barrier to playing whatever map you want.
right.
Like, like if you're mortgaging all your loyalty just to play a map, that's sort of dumb.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Alliance Quest Future. Now for the broader future of AQ, we're going to explore the core principles that are guiding the new features. Seasons, one of the main goals we have is for alliances to challenge themselves, so that contradicts everything they've said in this entire post. Not pit themselves against alliances and rank rewards with this goal. Seasons don't make sense that fit your life and don't clash with other seasonal content that creates unique internal alliance. Does that mean they're getting rid of prestige? Unique
Mm,
gameplay.
yeah,
That's
not
weird.
sure. Um, hmm, yeah, I don't know. That does sound maybe they're getting rid of the prestige awards, which would be weird because we've invested so much time and energy. And I mean, after July 4th, a lot of people are going to invest resources in prestige rank up. So that might
Yeah.
be a blue.
Map 6 seems more expensive. Yeah, I've never looked, so I don't know. I can't really say. I don't know how many tickets Map 6 costs, even. Um, but the Map 7 cost went down a massive amount, so that was, for me, like, that was good. I can't really speak to the
For
lower
whales
end.
like you and I, we just have all this extra gold lying around. We can
I
buy
don't, I
thousands.
don't, no, I donate less gold than I did before. I do zero loyalty, zero battle chips, like 400k gold, and it's like under 300 units. Basically, one cav crystal every 8 days.
Yeah,
It's
I know,
15
Cole. That's what I
tickets.
think about too.
That
Mm.
how much does 15 tickets cost? Isn't that just like 45 units a day?
Say if I had tickets per cycle. Yeah, I mean, all I know is that I'm so glad I can use my excess gold because it just is all this.
Like
Like I
that to
don't, I
me,
never
that's
wanted
a
to use
nothing
loyalty.
cost.
I always
But
paid my alliance donations with loyalty.
let me see.
I mean, with units, and that was like expensive.
Yeah, I
Loyalty.
did loyalty with units as well.
I
Um, how much is it? 75 tickets per cycle.
thought it was 150. Oh, you mean
For
if
map.
you're?
I mean, that's 225 units
Oh,
every 8 days. Is that really like? I mean, that's like one regular cav crystal, not even like a featured cav
I
crystal. If you do
love the
like
way that
a
we think in
smidge of
cap
no, but
crystals.
if you do like even like a tiny bit of like arena, like I guess if you don't play at all, and you don't do EQs because you get some units from that, and if you do zero arena, if you're free to play, you do zero arena. I guess yeah. In that case, it's tougher. Yeah, I just do unit. I try to mainly do just units. 300 units every 8 days, and a little bit of gold is totally fine.
Yeah, and if you grind arena, you also have battleships you can throw in there
It's not
too.
even
So
needed. You don't need to grind to do 225 units every 8 days. That's just like a couple of milestones.
yeah,
The average
plus
person doesn't play the game
battleships.
all that much. I guess that's true. But I feel like the top end stuff like tier 1, tier 2 war, like map 7 should be Like it should be for the people who play. Like it shouldn't be for people who never log in.
There, Brian has a comment. You just the basic arena, and you can play map 6. I mean, that
I don't
sounds
think it.
very reasonable.
I don't think it would even take that much.
And that's like an hour probably to go through that. Well, I guess it depends on your champions.
I mean, it could. You could just run like your top 550s like a few times a week, and run like your top 5 stars a few times a week, and your top 6 stars a few times a week. All right, let's read the rest. Provide alliances with the means to build the challenge they want for the rewards, time investment, and difficulty to match. That's the opposite of what people want. New challenges to overcome based on your choices. Again, that's not what people want. Capturing a choose your own adventure. That's not what people want. Truly unique feel. Again, this is all like not what people want.
I found that sort of interesting. So like almost like a Modoc lab style, isn't it?
What?
Like what they're saying in this quest challenges.
But none of
Like
this is
let's.
none of this is going to the core of what people want, which is make everything easier.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Um,
I can say this much. I play. You all know I play, and Map 7 can be a hassle. Happy with the changes. Very cute. I think no, the timers are what I think they needed to change. Because what I had said was keep the 1 hour timers and have it 8 energy total with a start energy of 5, and get rid of some of the linked nodes. That's what. Um,
well, and I
that's what
agree
I would do.
with you, Cam. Is right now that I would be a little scared not to have Corvus with me all the time and the timeout strategy.
I mean,
I mean,
I
actually,
only bring him to one of the 3 variations.
yeah, and not so long ago I did one without him, and actually was very reasonable. But
Yeah.
I think the problem is maybe it's because you can't the health potions, or maybe they've changed those enough so you can actually heal up. Like if one of my champions dies and it's not a Corvus, and I have to like heal him up halfway, then that's a lot of yeah. I just again I'm more concerned about risking iteming out than I am about expenses.
I was pushing for removing energy cost from blank nodes rather than changing timers. I don't like the blank nodes either, especially in war. I wish they got rid of the blank nodes in war. Like, why do you need to spend 3 energy just to move to the right?
Yeah, I know that really slows everything down unless they want you to be like coordinating with all your alliance mates, but that's just like useless coordination.
You actually can't coordinate it now because it's not like you can move one tile at a time. So the way it was before with the portals, which I didn't like either, was you could be like, okay, you move to the portal, this other person, you know, move
Portals.
portals,
Yeah.
and then the next person moves to like the right side or whatever. And
Ah,
now
yeah, that's true.
it's one person that's gonna have to, unless you just all make sure you coordinate three, having 1 energy each. Okay, focus more on cooperation and organic communication between players. Champion usage, AQ to be a place where users can experiment with the new champions. So that would be pretty cool. So now TJ can bring his random shit.
His Black Widow Deadly Origins.
Yeah.
And I could bring my uh, Storm Pyramid.
Someone just has to sacrifice being able to fight for like 4. Yeah, that I do not like that. Ranked up Captain Marvel instead of Sunspot. Yep, she's definitely better. She is definitely better. The Mephisto was a bitch, but I mean Enzo was able to take him. Cam Enzo, the worst player in our alliance, was able to take that fight. You know.
I accept that, and maybe I'm not. Maybe. Yeah,
No,
actually, I took him with many.
I've seen you do AQ many times. You are the worst player in the alliance.
Well, I would say that. Yeah, I took that fight with so many different champions. I could do it with Corvus. Actually, Corvus is really difficult, and you need like 20
Corvus is
timeouts.
horrible.
Yeah, I know. But once I forgot to bring a champion to counter him. I do it with Blade. Blade isn't so bad. I did it with I do it with Void. Void is pretty good. I do it with Emma. I once tried with Iceman. That was one of the biggest mistakes I've made in my
Oh,
life.
that's horrible.
And
Who
that's
told you that was
including
a good
3
idea?
PMs. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I agree.
I agree that Enzo is a god as well. He just has poor skills. But I don't know, isn't it fun to like, oh, this fight is really challenging. Who can I bring? Like, I don't know. It's gonna
Oh,
turn
thank you
in
for the nice
what
compliment, Brian.
what I'm reading is they want essentially all easy Corvus fights for the entire map. That's kind of the way it's reading to me. But they're also going to make it easy enough that you don't have to time out or anything.
But see, this is where I would say the game should go in a different direction because, and I know it's hard from my perspective because I like have every champion in the game, but I would rather the game move in the direction where you have to have like a limited pool or specific champions or like class restrictions or gate restrictions than like we just have Corvus Fest for Alliance Quest. And I think that's where I'd like to see it because I actually really enjoy playing different champions. As you said, I said it a million times in the
Yeah,
season,
yeah.
and that's I think that's what I would want to make it where I agree with all the changes, make things easy so it's not just as one character can do it, but then somehow figure out a way to then either encourage or force other champions to be used.
New modifiers, fisticuffs, and other anti-Corvus nodes. That's true. Yeah, that'd be cool. I yeah, I really don't know what like the best way to do it because I still want to use my Corvus sometimes, but then sometimes I don't.
Well, maybe instead of having, the way they do the global now, maybe each day a different class is banned, or not each day, each cycle. So one cycle, no cosmics. The next cycle, no mystics. I mean, I think then you could use your Corvus like 5 out of 6 times, but one time at least you'd have to use something
They have that
else.
minus 40% cosmic damage because my Corvus is like only does like 9k mediums on the minus 40% days.
Yeah, but you still bring him, so
Of course I bring it. Who cares if it's 9k or
that's like four.
15k?
Really, that just means you have to time out like 4 times as opposed to twice.
No, I type out 0 times regardless.
Yeah. Giving the choice is the way to go rather than putting restrictions. Most people won't experiment, but good for the few. Yeah, I'd force people to experiment, Cam. I would be a little more, what's the word? Draconian, is that right? Um, Especially if it was only one out of the five that was what's the word? Um, 1 out of 5 that was banned.
I see it as a change to be more like the Grandmaster Challenge where you counter the fight with mechanics rather than I need immunity X. Yeah, and that's true. All right, new features, raid bosses. This is something we've wanted to do for a long time. The notion of huge battles at the scale deserving of Marvel's most epic champions. It's going through some design changes as we speak, and there isn't much detail we can go into. However, as a team, can't wait to get this in front of you as soon as possible. Here's a few teasers. Massive scale battles in which the entire alliance will take part, recharacterizing some of Marvel's greatest foes as a real threat. Unique roles and new ways to play as an alliance. That seems cool. All right, but anyway, they don't have any actual information on this.
That sounds amazing, whatever it is. I'm already excited.
Yeah.
I mean,
Link
I think
nodes rework. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say, I mean, the one thing I have to give Kabam a lot of credit for is they're really like, I feel like listening to a lot of feedback about a lot of things. I mean, we always, well, I hear a lot about how they never listen and aren't trying to make changes and things like that. I mean, I feel like they're really, really like have said we were going to make really big dramatic changes to the game. And I guess I'm encouraged by that. Like whether I agree with the change or good or not, I think it's nice that they're really trying to work with the player base and make it just make it a better game. And so yeah, I don't know. I'd rather have lots of change than no change or people being frustrated and feeling like they haven't listened to us at all. Us being the people like KT1 who make lots of comment lambasting them all the time.
I mean, I'm sure they have them on ignore. That's what I do with people like that. Um,
Nonsense. You
it's
need
just,
you need people like that to give that
but nobody
the
listen.
angry
No,
perspective.
that's not true because again, I relate it to my job. The kids I have that just complain constantly about everything, they're just on ignore, and what they say just essentially is just noise. Like nobody listens to that. It doesn't matter if they have a good point or not. No one's ever going to listen to it, and they shouldn't.
We listen
Okay.
to you though.
Yeah, but I don't say the same thing over and over again. And I don't just yeah, I mean, anyway.
I was just
Um,
making fun of you.
I
That's my
know.
one. That's my one fun remark against you. The stream.
In a perfect world, summoners don't interact with link nodes at all. If alliance members are moving in a timely manner, they offer little or no interaction. We want to encourage players to interact with link nodes in a more meaningful way. What might this look like in the future? They might not just be simply challenging encounters, but instead provide buffs to a summoner's champion if they decide to fight through them. Would have skill-based challenges. That's actually not a bad idea. What's up, Meta? Dude, how are you, man? I saw your car. That was quite the bummer.
Wow, I do appreciate his comment though.
Did you see what happened to him?
No, no.
Oh, he was playing on his phone, I believe, at home, and some drunk lady like crashed into his car while it was parked on
Oh
the
man.
street, and also
Oh
took
man.
out his sister's car. That actually happened to
That's,
my sister's car too. It got totaled just being parked on the street years ago.
wow.
So yeah,
Is the
poor
moral
poor
never
Meta.
park your car?
Hmm?
Is the moral never park your car?
I mean, where do you put it?
We just continue to drive it.
That's probably more dangerous. Yeah, I know. That happened to my parent. My parents. That was at like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning or something. They heard like a loud like explosion basically, and it was somebody like crashed into my sister's car and totaled it. Those vehicles are done for. Yeah, that is a bummer.
So what do you think about the league nodes the way they are now in Alliance Quest? Are they terrible?
I'd get rid
Okay.
of. I don't like it because it just like some people like if they have they can't log in at work for like long stretches, you know? Like
Mhm.
I can just because I can like if I just absolutely have to, even like the 5 minutes between classes, like
You're
I
like, stop
can.
class.
No,
Stop.
I
We have
don't
to play
never
real
during
quick.
class, but like the way
Right.
my schedule is like I just log in during lunch to
Right.
move my first few fights and then after school and then just at home and then in the morning. But there was a time where where me and Taters were linking each other and he used to refuse to log in until like midday, and like that was actually causing issues. So it would be good if I could just go through the fights, but it was like a link node that I couldn't do. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. It annoys me, but I also appreciate a little bit of coordination. I wonder if you can somehow have both where it's not so annoying and yet maybe the timers fix that. I'm not sure. That's quicker timers.
that that would help. Okay, undo button. There's no feeling worse than mistapping on the map and ruining the plans for your battle group. The TJ clause.
Uh, oh my dude, this is like the best change ever.
Yeah, this would be
Uh,
pretty good.
yes. This is why one of the things I'm so worried about playing on my iPhone because it's like then all the nodes are like grouped together so
Yeah, I know.
much. E-
I'm always kind of paranoid about that too. What's up, Lizer?
Even largely
I don't think I
screaming
said
is
hi
like
to you, but
stressful.
I saw you.
Mm.
What's up, Integral?
Overall thoughts, Liza, I think we both agree it seems like things are being made a little too easy. And yeah, I guess we're just trying to balance like having challenge in this game, yet not having it so like, my two-star roster can get through map 7.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but I think by
We're
like
not
2022, you'll be able to run map 8 with 3 stars.
that could be.
All right. Here to wrap up things. Finally, we have the origin of the alliance system, the first point of alliance interaction. The help system. What if there's just one button to clear those 500 plus notifications of Noob Master 23 grinding for cord? That would be nice. Oh, in September, cool. Help all. All right, that's awesome. Enzo will not be taking his 2-star roster in AQ because they have not nerfed it yet. So, not yet. Um, all right. So I do like. I would say okay. The only thing that I really like I like that they're gonna update war more frequently. I like that. Uh, and then I like this. This is the main thing: the energy. Um, the energy increase. People are going to complain that it's not enough, of course, but it's actually like a considerable increase.
Yeah, that's huge. 5 to 6 is big, and the 45-minute timers. I mean, those are two really big ones. I mean,
Yeah,
like we already move so quick sometimes. Like we finish like six
yeah,
hours before it starts.
yeah. It'll be nice. We'll be able to finish before going to sleep, which will be cool
I'll be able to go to bed at
for
like
me. Yeah,
22:30. It'd be so
yeah.
nice.
You'll be able to go to sleep earlier. So, how big of an increase is this? Let's do some math. Um, so before, let's see, you started with 3 energy. So to get, let's say, 10 moves, it was 3 plus 5. Well, okay, that was stupid. 10 hours for 10 moves, obviously. Actually, no, not 10 hours, I guess. 7 hours, right? Because you start with 3, you can move 3 times, and then another 7 hours. So 7 hours for 10 moves. Now you're going to be able to move 4, and then it's going to take you 6 hours at 40, or 6 moves for 45 minutes. That's
240 minutes. What's that?
hold on, 90. That's an hour and a half, 4.5 hours. So now it's going to take you 4.5 hours to move 10 times instead of 7 hours. So that's a pretty like substantial difference. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
no,
is
I
this
think
is
that's great.
nice. You still
I
have
like
Pete though.
minutes.
Joke's on you. Pete is on backup in every variation now. That was the first thing that I implemented when I became the AQ czar was let's get Pete out of there as much as possible.
You have to change Bryn and I because like I'm up, like I like sit there with energy overloaded for 7 hours because I'm not on the Moodle pass in section 3.
That's okay, but you're awake. It doesn't matter. You can just move like whenever.
Yeah, I guess it's true. I always,
Yeah.
but it just like stresses me out thinking, oh, gotta wait to
And the
clear.
people you're linking are all sleeping anyway because it's the middle of the night.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But then they
Yeah.
get to wake up and it's all free. They don't have to like wait or anything.
That's how it is anyway.
Is it? I guess
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. The only people we wait for mostly were Wally. Wally, we waited for a long time because of his like absurd time zone. And then like Pete, Taters, and TJ. Those are really the only people that like we wait for. But even they're like really not that bad.
So
Pete's actually improved like a lot. I know people like to bash him, primarily myself, but
people equals dreaming.
yeah.
So,
But he's gotten a lot
person,
better.
I should say person likes to bash him.
Yes.
Okay, everyone, I have to go and start my stream. I promised them I'd be on by 22, and it's that time now.
All
So,
right, go for it.
uh,
We'll raid you in a second. I'll wait.
awesome.
I'll wait a minute.
Okay, see you in a bit.
See you
Au
later.
revoir.
Let me get a link when he starts. Yeah, the AQ time changers are really good. Oh, the daily events. I heard about that. What's up, Jedi? Can I link the roadmap? Yes. There you go. So that's the link. So if all they do is help with the energy timers, like that's enough for me. Where's Enzo? Is he live yet? Enzo. He is. All right. So let's go raid Enzo. Let's do a hashtag. Enzo is a god. We'll do that hashtag in honor of the announcement from Brian that Enzo is officially a god. What's up, Arrow? All right, I'll be back tonight to do some arena stuff, and yeah, let's go say hi to Enzo, and I'll see everybody later.